Hi, Clayton. First of all, before I get started with this step, I want to say awesome job on your project. It looks fantastic. I love it. Thank you for sending me that email and showing me a picture of your work. So the rest of your class is still finishing up. I think some of them are going to finish this week, their cut paper project, but I'm going to go ahead and move you right along. So this project's pretty cool because we did our cut paper design, but now we're going to do two more things with this project. So it's kind of almost like three projects in one altogether. I'm excited for this next part for you. So what you're going to need is your project, your cut paper design. You're going to need your art book and some tape. It doesn't have to be masking tape. It could be some clear Scotch tape too. And then also a black crayon, preferably without any paper on it. So if you have a crayon like this and you're okay with peeling away, maybe even breaking it so that it's a little smaller, it's going to work a little bit better the smaller it is and with no paper on top. So what we're going to do now, I know this paper altogether is a little bit bigger than your art book paper. So if you do have some similar paper like this, computer paper might be a little too thin. You can kind of feel the texture of this paper. Construction paper, yeah, probably won't work, because what we're going to do is a crayon rubbing, couple crayon rubbings with our art book paper, and then you're going to choose one to use your watercolor paints. And so this paper works okay, works well enough for watercolor. I just tested it out, so it works just fine. But if you would like some drawing paper that's a little bit thicker, then please let me know and I will put some out in the CEC entrance. Just shoot me an email. Otherwise, art book paper will work just fine. So you can go ahead and open your art book and pick the next blank piece of paper. I'm just going to grab one and go ahead and rip. How about rip two pieces out for today? So carefully ripping one out. And I like to hold my art book down in the next one. And then you can set that off to the side. Go ahead and grab some scissors and you can trim off the little frilly part right here, just cutting right next to the edge. Like that. Kind of get rid of that stuff right there. Okay, and you can just throw that away. All right, so for this part right here, I want you to go ask either mom or dad or your big sister or someone you're working with at home, an adult at home, to help you with this next step. With the tape, it's easiest to do this step if you have your white paper taped right to your cut paper project. I just use a little piece of tape. And again, I know this paper is a little bit smaller, so I think with yours, if you line it up right at the top, and mine, this is gonna not cover the rocket ship part, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. I could try my best, but when I look at yours, you have a nice chunk of space right here, which isn't too big of a deal. So just tape on a little bit on the edge right here, and then find another spot. I'm going to just go off to the side right here. Two pieces should do and hold your paper kind of in place. Okay, so get some help from an adult. Just have them double check it before you start. Then you're going to take your broken paperless crayon, lay it down flat like mine, and you're going to do a crayon rubbing. So it's kind of similar to what we did with the peacocks, except you made your own texture. You made your own texture plate now with your cut paper design. You can feel kind of the bumpiness of that tag board paper. And you're going to go ahead and start coloring, keeping your crayon down flat. And I want you to go in all different directions. I'm just kind of starting with up and down right now. And when you get to a shape like this planet right here, you want to push down hard so you really see the edge. And be careful along your edge because we don't want to get any extra color on your artwork. So just be careful along the edges. So going in different directions. You kind of see, it's pretty neat, kind of seeing what your artwork looks like in a different way. And again, pushing down hard along edges of those shapes that we cut out. Helps you see the whole shape. And be careful along the edges of your paper. All right. Okay, so something like that. So I can see the edges around my rocket ship. Might go a little bit, push down a little bit more right here. All right, so when you're done with your first one, make sure you can see your edges of all of your shapes. You can see the background shapes and the ground that you have. I'm actually gonna go right just back over, really make sure I see those edges. All right, when you're finished, I want you to carefully, very carefully, take the tape off both of your pieces of paper. And again, if you need some help, just ask an adult at home. And very carefully take that tape off. And you could reuse your tape, use it again for your next piece. So I want you to do this twice and save it, okay? So I'm going to set this off to the side, and then I would go ahead, tape it on again, and do the same thing so that you have two of these. And then you'll choose which one is the one you want to keep for the watercolor painting. And we'll talk about that in a couple weeks, okay? Next week we'll do this again, but we'll do it with different color crayons. So we'll just get started on the black and white prints, and then explore with different color too. So what I like to do is just take all of my artwork and put it right in my art book and keep it nice and safe. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know.